Good morning, everyone. So here is Chi, and today I would like to share places to visit in Hong Kong. And the district that I select out of 18 of it is Tsuen Wan. And the topic of my project is Merge the New and Old. So firstly, I would like to briefly introduce the aims of my project. So first of all, the first aims is to encode the message of the importance of cultural inheritance successfully. Also to enhance the understanding of local youngsters as well as foreign tourists of the old days in Hong Kong by visiting the Samtung UK Museum and the Melts. Also to know the real Hong Kong culture, because a lot of goods in the malls is made in Hong Kong or designed by the local designer. So now let's move to the next page, the target page. So the target of my project has been separated into two groups, including the local people, also the tourists. For local people, it is mainly for youngsters that age 15 to 35, and it is basically suitable for a group of friends, couples, or even individual person to participate. Furthermore, the tours, it is available to all ages. It is welcome to all ages of people, but it is mainly for foreigner. For example, American or British, because Chinese might, because for Chinese people, they might already have a well understanding of the things that I would like to share to them. However, for the foreigner, it might be a really rare culture. So this is the reason, and it is suitable for a groups of people, like a family tour. So now let's move on to the basic information of these two plates. Firstly, the Samtung UK Museum. So the Samtung UK is a 200 years old Hakka war village that was declared a historical monument in 1981, and it was converted into the Samtung UK Museum and opened to the public after restoration in 1987, and it was established by the Chan family in the second half of the 18th century. Till now, there are still reserved a lot of live items of the Hakka people of the past. On the other hand, the melt. So the Nan Phong cotton mills was firstly established in 1954, but then due to the rising costs, they stopped operating in the year 2008, and the former textile factory was being used as a warehouse until 2013. Vanessa Cheng starts the activation plan to activate the Nan Phong cotton mills into the melts, which makes it became a landmark in Tsuen Wan. And here is the details. And here is the details of my project. The fee for the participants is $700 of Hong Kong dollars, and the starting time at that day will be at 1 o'clock, and the finish time will depends on the actual situation for around 5 to 6 hours, I guess. And here is the schedule plan of that day. So first step, we will go to the Samtung UK Museum. There will be a tour guide to introduce the history of the Samtung UK Museum to our participants. And after having a understanding, a basic understanding, getting the basic information of the Samtung UK Museum, then we will make use of the VR technique to simulate the environment and to play games. So the second step is obviously the melt. So we will go to the melt 6 chart to know more about the history of the melt. By there will be a small talk and also the VR technique as well. And after having a understanding of the melts of the history of the melts, then participants will have a watch DIY workshop to make their own watch in there. And after finishing their watch, it will be melted to their home or their hotel. And after they finish all this stuff, they're having a free time for 2 hours to visit the melt with their friends. And here is the impressive parts for me while I'm visiting the Samtung UK Museum and the melt. So first of all, the Samtung UK Museum. So while I'm visiting, I saw that there are actually a lot of tours of Hakka people used at the old days were researched, and many of them are still well stored, and all of them are the things that so difficult to see in Hong Kong. If you're not going to some other kinds of museum, then you will probably never have a chance to see it, to get to know it in Hong Kong. For instance, here is the tours. Here is probably their kitchen, and there are tours for cooking, and also here is a soccer for removing the rice husk. And here is the impressive parts of the melt. So first of all, here is a lid for us to know what's going to hold in April. And at the day that I visit, the Mel's is holding up a rolling boats event for people to roll their boats to spread out what they think is good to others. And also here is actually a coffee shop, a coffee shop and a restaurant. But what impresses me the most is I never saw the design like this in Hong Kong. So a part of the shop was being decorated into the restaurant, and the other part of the shop is being decorated into the bookshop. So so the customers of the coffee shop, they can just take a book and to read it while they are enjoying their coffee. And here is some illustrations that were being painted by 6 different local artists, and they were mainly about the past of the melts. And I think it is actually a pretty great place for the youngsters, for them, because they're having the check-in culture to take a picture in every places that they've ever visit and to share on the Instagram. And that's why I think it is actually quite suitable for the youngsters. And here is the references. So this is all of my sharing. Thank you.